4 missiles bound for Portland were sniffed out by a cargo-sniffing dog before they reached our shores.
One of our vulnerabilities is the fact that not everyone in the world is as diligent as we are about cargo.
So how did they get there and why were they marked as heading to Portland? Welcome to KOIN 6 News at 11. I'm Chris Holmstrom. The missiles were found as part of a cargo screening process of an Air Serbia flight. Jennifer Dowling has more from a local Homeland Security expert on why they might have been found or bound for our city. Jennifer.
Good evening, Chris. Well, our expert from Concordia University says we think of terrorism as a problem in New York or D.C., but he says the Rose City has had its own very unique threats.
The Hellfire laser-guided missile attacks from the air. It's been heavily used by drones over the past few years, and Homeland Security expert Scott Weinegar says it's taken out some high-profile targets.
There's some pretty notable uses of the Hellfire in some of our more notable drone strikes, such as the one that killed Anwar al-Awlaki.
How 2 of them got on a passenger flight from Beirut to Belgrade is still a mystery.
You have to wonder about the cargo screening process.
Weinegar says the warheads have built-in safeties so they wouldn't explode in flight unless tampered with. Bomb-sniffing dogs screening cargo in Serbia found the missiles. Serbian TV station N1 said they were packed in a wooden crate bound for Portland, possibly PDX.
Portland has a history with the Portland 7. We've had some notable arrests. We've had some nexus to terrorism. For example, Oregon has the notoriety of having the potential al-Qaeda training camp set up in Bly, Oregon years ago. So, Oregon is a pretty safe place, but we have this unusual nexus to bad things.
The FBI tells KOIN 6 they are aware of the situation and are looking into it. But Weinegar says the Department of Defense should lead the investigation to backtrack just where they came from.
The other organizations that we have within the United States are not responsible for distributing Hellfire missiles. That's a Department of Defense asset. And so wherever it came from, it would have had to have gone through the Department of Defense's logistical train.
We don't know yet what these missiles were intended for, but Weinegar says it's become a popular new trend among ISIS fighters to use pre-existing explosives like this as a way to create IEDs, which have become a new protocol for that terror group. Chris, back to you.
Okay, Jennifer, thank you. And of course, we'll continue to follow the story and bring you the latest. Tune in to KOIN 6 News tomorrow morning at 4:30 for continuing coverage of this story. More news from around the world.